During 2022, I spent a lot of time freediving at this old slate quarry high in the Welsh mountains. At nearly 400 metres altitude, can be quite a grim place, and it's very, very cold in the quarry. We probably needed thicker wetsuits for it, to be honest. But we still had some stunning freediving sessions. The visibility was always great, 12 metres plus, and we really did learn a lot through these sessions. And during this video, I'm going to try and explain to you exactly what we did, what we learned, and how we improved, because we all improved and we all hit PBs during this season. The quarry is a really incredible place. There's a lot of scuba divers. You can see their bubbles coming up there. Sometimes really fun just kind of seeing that. And I did all my sessions with Ivan Jones here. He's done a lot of free diving out in Thailand and done an instructor course as well, so it's really beneficial diving with someone with that much experience. And one of the things I always notice about Ivan is how slowly he moves. He just moves in such a relaxed and calm manner. And this is something I always tried to emulate in my diving, just conserving oxygen as much as possible. And here you can see Ivan after hitting the bottom of the quarry, it's well over 35 metres, which is a pretty good dive in awful viz down there. And also 2-degree water. Now we did quite a bit of rescue practice as well, and this gave us a lot of confidence knowing that everyone had trained in this and was going to be able to pull you up from 10 metres plus if needs be. And you can see here Ivan diving down and working as safety for another diver here. We normally drop down to between kind of 5 and 10 metres for that final bit of someone's ascent. And this is myself doing safety for Ivan after one of his deep dives. And it's difficult to emphasise just how much confidence this gave me that somebody who knows what they're doing is hanging there at 10 metres for that last part of my dive when a blackout might be more likely. One of the things I really enjoyed about the quarry was meeting a lot of different people. This is Steve Johnson here, he's quite a well-known spearo on Anglesey, shot some really good flatfish and bass. And this is us diving down here, and notice how the water changes with depth. It starts to get greener and greener and greener, the viz gets worse, and as you hit that thermocline at between 15 and 20 metres, it suddenly gets cold. It goes from about 15 degrees on the surface down to 2 to 3 degrees. And in some ways that really helped me relax. I think my diving reflex really kicked in once I hit the thermocline. Definitely helped me out. And we dived in the quarry in quite a variety of conditions. You can see here, lovely sunlight, and when you're diving in the quarry like this, it is an absolute joy to be there. Not every session, of course, is like this. Sometimes you just got to get out there and get on with it when it's windy and cold and you're cold on the surface. But anyway, here's a full dive. I'm going to go through my full dive process here. So most of my dives were done with the free immersion discipline, which means you can pull on the rope on the way down and pull on the rope on the way up. Constant weight is when you just fin and don't pull on the rope, although I believe you're allowed one pull on the rope when you get to the base of the dive. So I'm just heading down to the thermocline now. You can see the water just getting green. And the limitation factor for my diving was not breath hold. I've probably got the breath hold to go far deeper than what I'm going on these dives. It was equalising. For me to equalise at kind of 20 plus metres, I've got to dive so slowly. And I'm actually, once I get below negative buoyancy, I'm using my hands on the rope as a brake to slow myself down to allow myself to equalise. You can see here just turning round. Now this isn't a very deep dive, I think this is 26 metres on this drop. But you can really see the change in the water. And one of the things I like the most about going up is seeing the change in the water and knowing I was getting closer and closer to the surface. It's quite nice when you hit that blue zone and you know you're pretty much in positive buoyancy and therefore you're safe from that point. And again here you can see Ivan there as safety, hanging at about 8 metres. Really gives us so much confidence, I think, having those safeties there. I think it's really important when you're maybe pushing yourself with the depth. Now one thing we worked on in the later sessions was diving with no fins, and this is a lot harder than it looks, because getting down through that section where you're positively buoyant is really hard with no fins. You use so much energy and you use so much of your oxygen in that top 3 metres just getting through. It is remarkable just how much energy it burns going through that top few metres. And you know, my PB no fin is only 15 meters. I'd like to try and improve that next season. I thought it was really, really interesting doing this, but actually going up with no fins seems easier than with fins. I think the power you get from those arm strokes really is quite something else, but it certainly does take it out of you. And really, we were only getting 2 or 3 attempts with no fins before just getting too tired to continue. But through the season, I managed to progress quite a bit. My first session I managed 20 meters, and then towards the end I was kind of consistently hitting PBs each session, including 3 30-meter plus drops in my final session, all back to back, so I was very happy with that. And often after doing some depth attempts, we have a proper look around the quarry. It's a really cool place. Sometimes when you're just focusing on depth, you miss out on the surroundings. And you know, just seeing stuff like this, like I've no idea what this is, I don't know what these newspaper articles are, but it was quite cool just seeing that, just randomly pinned up. Now there are fish in the quarry, mostly very small minnows and trout, and what's fascinating is how all the fish are around the structure. And I guess that's quite a good lesson for spearfishing, is the fish just all love structure. Now, Ivan and Steve alerted me to the fact there was something big on the bottom of the quarry, so I dived down to have a look. I wondered what this could be. All they said was it was something big. I had no idea what I was going to find down there, but I was just looking for something big. And there it is. It's definitely big. I was not expecting that when I dropped down to the quarry floor. No idea why it's there. It's a bit of a laugh for all 3 of us. And overall, it was a superb series of sessions. It aided my spearfishing a lot, just doing this kind of diving, because suddenly spearfishing at 15 to 20 meters felt quite comfortable, when previously spearfishing at 10 felt deep. And I thoroughly recommend doing some free diving if you want to improve. It really, really helped me out, and I'll do a lot more next year. Now, the next video is about flatfish again. I got pretty obsessed with flatfish last season, and one of my main goals was to shoot a turbot. The next video is about the hunt for the turbot and the process of finding it. So if you hit subscribe, then you won't miss out on that one. This is another quite good video. It's going to be quite a short one, but going through a lot of the things that I used in order to find this turbot. And I also learned a fair bit about the behaviour of turbot by looking for this one. When I finally found it, it was the most satisfying moment of my season.